Hello everyone. Today we're going to continue looking at the Bespin Gambit for Imperial Assault. We're going to focus on the Imperial part of the deployment cards. Again, focusing on the skirmish aspect of the game for this video series. The first card I want to look at is the ISB Infiltrator. We're going to look at the regular version first. They come in at 5 points. They have a spy keyword. There are two units per deployment. They're pretty cool model wise. I'm a big fan. I'll get these painted up and get a tutorial on there for you all. But yeah, I really like the sculpts that FFG went for those. Yeah. So there's two of them in the group, so it's a decent activation level, especially for 5 points. It beats out the elite probe droid for me, especially if you're trying to control more space, spread out your hit points. Speaking of the hit points, they have 4 health per trooper, so that comes in at about a points level of 1.6 health per point, which is actually better value than the stormtroopers. They come out at about 1.5 health per point. So for the points you're paying, technically more resilient, I suppose, but that's behind a white die, so it could be even more annoying if you can roll those dodges. If not, you don't have the reliability of that black die. They have a speed of 4. I would have loved to have seen a 5, but wasn't to be. The attack die, they have the same blue-green that all of the regular Imperial troopers seem to have. Same Stormtrooper, Snowtrooper, they're all rolling that blue-green. So we're used to it by now. It's got a pretty decent damage output. It doesn't spike really hard, especially without the elite stormtroopers like focus and reroll abilities. Surge wise, they come with a new hidden ability, so they can surge to go into hiding, which is -2 accuracy when defending and +1 surge when attacking. They have another surge for +1 damage and a surge for +2 accuracy. So a good spread of things you're going to want to do. You're probably not going to have enough to do everything from that die roll, but if you need to push damage through, it's if you need the extra range to hit, it's or you can just pop yourself back into hiding. So I'm pretty happy with that, especially for a 5 point level. And then the ability on the card is Coordinated Raid. So that's an action. Another figure in your group may interrupt to perform an attack targeting a hostile figure in your line of sight. Once per group per round. So they come in, they can output a decent amount of damage, especially for a 2 activation group. They get to a little bit harder to use than stormtroopers, I would say, especially if you're just going to output damage. You probably are better off taking a group of stormtroopers and getting those squad training rerolls. But these are a point cheaper, which is what I really like about them. They fit in a lot of lists that an extra squad of stormtroopers don't, and that extra point of health on the figure, I think it takes them outside of being one-shotted, barring rolling the blank on the white die. So I feel like they're interesting. I'm really excited to get these ones on the table. Then looking at the elite version, they come in at 7 points rather than 5. So what do you get for your extra 2 points? You have instead of just surge for hide, you have Pierce 1 and hide. So helps with your damage and is defensive. It's really good. That's probably the one I'd be cycling through most often. you have a surge for +2 damage instead of +1, and a surge for Pierce 1 and +2 accuracy. So all in all, just a lot better for the surges. They are really, really good. When you're trying to get that extra accuracy because you rolled badly on the blue die, then you're still pushing that extra bit of damage through. You need to get back into hiding, Pierce 1 as well. You're still pushing that extra bit of damage through. And obviously, surge for extra damage speaks for itself as extra damage. The main upgrade as well is +2 health, so they maintain that good health per points level. So that's 1.7 health per point, so even better than the regulars. And it definitely takes some out of the range of being one-shotted from most troopers. Like, yeah, Darth Vader might come in and hack them to bits and stuff like that, but against most things, they're going to be pretty rugged. And they maintain the attack die and coordinated raid, which we'll go into probably in a later video. Actually, I might give these guys a video all on their own, get some vassal maps up and show you some different positionings you can do. But the main thing that's really good with them, especially if you're like me and get focused on when your opponent's rolling those dodges, is the deadly surge. So it is apply -1 dodge to a defense result. You can see the rebel players cry. All of those lists that rely on rebel saboteurs and how frustrating they can be, I think it's a really promising ability that this is starting to feature more and more often. You're not relying on having a lock on anymore. You can just throw these into your list and you've got a guaranteed answer when you're trying to finish off that 1 hit point saboteur and you can't afford to give him that dodge. These are guys to throw at him. The other card that comes in the pack is cross training, and that's a skirmish upgrade, which is an attachment. You'll notice it is red, it's elite, so you can only have 2 of them in the list. I'm sure there must be some broken interaction with command cards, which we'll move on to in a later segment. But this is a trooper only attachment. This group gains a spy trait. When an attack targeting you is declared, you may replace 1 die in your defense pool with a white die. I like it. I think I would like it a lot more if it was proper cross training, so it was spy or trooper only, and it gave you the opposite trait and let you swap out the white for a black. If it was completely interchangeable, so your ISBs could be trained as troopers and your troopers can be trained as spies, I feel like that would have been almost an auto-include for me in some lists. But as it is, I feel like you can do some funky spy-based command decks now, which I'll definitely go through some of them in a future video and try and show you some of the fun combinations I've been thinking of. But yeah, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick card, but I still think it's worth considering, especially in the list building phase when you're trying to come up with a theme maybe. I feel like it's got a lot of potential. Then the next one we'll look at Agent Blaze. Let's listen to Google, see what they think.
Agent Blaze.
Yeah, Blaze. I know. Agent Blaze is 6 points. He comes in with 8 health, 4 speed, a black defense die, green, yellow, and he's a spy leader. 6 points I really like. I wish some of the earlier heroes hadn't have been as overcosted, I feel, for the Imperials. Like, Soren's expensive, Kane Somos is extremely expensive for me. This guy, I feel like, is pretty aggressively priced. Surges, he has a surge for +1 damage, a second surge for +1 damage, a surge for +3 accuracy, and a surge for PS2. And with that dice combination, I feel like it's good enough. You can get a decent amount of surges out of that, especially when you take into account the adept ability that he has. So the first time your opponent plays a command card each round, choose one spy or trooper. That figure becomes hidden. So whenever your opponent plays a command card, he can hide himself, give himself an extra surge, and then he really starts racking through these abilities. I mean, +2 damage and PS2 is not to be sniffed at, especially when you're guaranteeing yourself one of those surges. I think the main reason people are talking about him at the moment is his interrogate surge. So this is an ability on the card. Look at your opponent's hand and choose a command card. You may discard a card of equal or greater cost from your hand to discard the chosen card. So on the Navian Warzone map or the training grounds where you can attack the doors, Agent Blaze can take a pot shot at the door, grab some surges, and start discarding your opponent's cards. I feel like you're not going to be putting a massive amount of 3-point cards in there just to try and cycle through and get rid of your opponent's big hitters. I mean, maybe I'd probably trade a Grenadier for a Son of Skywalker, but ultimately I think you're fishing for your opponent's take the initiative, basically. Anything that's going to be a game changer like that, obviously negation as well, you can get rid of that to guarantee your own take initiative. There's a few decent 0-point cost cards that you're going to want to get rid of. I think that's the best use for him, especially when you consider his own command card, which basically lets him redraw the cards you've discarded. Again, we'll look at the command cards in a later video. I'm not going to throw him into any of my lists immediately. I've mainly been playing Imperials. The ISB Infiltrator, I'm 100% going to be throwing in a regular Infiltrator into my list instead of an Elite Probe Droid and see how that feels. But Agent Blaze, I think you definitely want to build a list around him. You don't have to. Again, it's a 6 points, but I feel like throwing in an elite officer could be more beneficial into most lists. So I feel like it's something you've got to build around. Then we have the Xylo technique. I think it's Xylo. Zillow technique. This is another skirmish upgrade, and this is one that I really, really like. Exhaust this card while a friendly figure is defending to reduce the PS value of the attack results by 2 to a minimum of 0. Then it has a second ability. While a friendly figure is defending, you may discard one command card to apply +1 block to a defense results. Limit once per attack. So this card I really, really like. I'm trying to squeeze it into some Royal Guard champion lists. Vader can make good use of it, but I feel like it can help more on the Royal Guard champion. especially if you roll a blanks on that white die. Vader can be extremely difficult, but I struggle with points for Vader as it is. So that's my main concern. But when you look at what this lets you do, your opponent's saboteurs now aren't piercing Vader's 2 black dice. Vader's re-rolling a defense die anyway. You can throw away some command cards to buff him even higher. I feel like it can make Vader into a little bit of a monster, but I have to play around with it and see. I feel the Cantina is a really good map for this type of monster Vader. The layer map is pretty good when you need to be fighting over those mobile probe droids. Get this Zillo Vader stuck in there and he's just going to last forever and mess things up. The final card, I couldn't actually find a picture of online yet, so I'm just going to show you. It is Unshakable. There you go. So exhaust this card at the start of your activation and choose one of your figures. Choose one of your figures with a figure cost of 9 or greater. That figure discards 1 harmful condition and suffers 1 strain. So this is actually a generic upgrade, so any faction can take it. I'm lumping it in with Imperials, hopefully it's for obvious reasons. So if you want to, you can play what is effectively a 20-point Vader with Xylo Technique and Unshakable, and then your opponent can't stun him anymore. You discard the condition, get all of his actions. He's got immunity to pierce once a round almost. He's adding extra blocks. It's 20 points, so it's half of your list, but against some players, he will just wreck face. I'm gonna have to try it at some point. I'm not that good with Vader, in honesty. He's too slow for my playstyle, but I feel like you can make a five activation list work with this kind of combination, but we'll see if it has a massive impact on the meta. If we go back to the Vader lists of the core set being released, I don't feel like that's the strongest list, but until I've seen it on the table, I can't say, guys. It's pretty exciting to be around at this point. I feel like there's changes coming in the meta. So, yeah, Unshakable Xylo Vader, I feel like is going to be a thing. On that note, I'm going to call it. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to leave any comments and let us know what you think. If you want more content for Imperial Assault, what you'd like us to talk about. You can find me on Facebook at Dice Hate Productions on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at Chris Sheriff. There's hopefully more good things coming for Imperial Assault X-Wing. I'm going to try and get some video game stuff together. But the channel is still young. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. Sometimes it doesn't show. Thanks for watching and see you again soon.